Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Karen Yankovich. I'm here with Nicole Liloia, and this is Women Supporting Women live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern here on LinkedIn and also in my Facebook group. So I'm excited to have Nicole here. What we try to do is bring people that have been on the podcast back in on this show so we can dive a little deeper into the topics we've talked about. And Nicole, you were episode 31. That's a long. We just did episode 140 this week.
Oh my
So
God,
a long time
congratulations.
ago. Yeah. So Nicole, tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so I actually started out as a therapist. I started out with my master's in social work, and I eventually opened a private practice, a local counseling business. And when I opened it, I quickly realized that I had kind of recreated the 9 to 5 that had burnt me out and caused me to quit that world, quit the full-time job world, and like freelance for a few years. So I kind of panicked because I don't know about you, but I was like, I just don't want to be in an office, even though it's my own business. I didn't want to have the rigidness of like that schedule from whatever, this hour to this hour, the same clients every week at the same exact time. If a client's out, no money. If the weather's bad, we're in New Jersey, the winters can be bad sometimes. If the weather's bad, no money. If I want to take a vacation, no money, and I was just kind of like, oh my goodness, what did I do? So I discovered multiple income streams, and I started playing around with different income streams and had success with them, particularly affiliate income first, which was crazy to me because as a therapist, I thought I wouldn't be able to do it. And then I had success with like fruit programs, masterminds, things like that. And eventually I just transitioned. People were asking me how to do it, wanted to hear about it. And eventually I just transitioned into business coaching only. And I really work with service providers to do the same thing, add in new income streams so that they don't get burnt out and can scale their business and make more money.
I love it. I love it. And I love that you have that you've gone, I love the journey that you went on, right? Like you invest in your education and all of that's valuable, right? Because you still have, I would imagine that the work you did as a therapist comes in handy as a coach on occasion. But also, just the journey and that you are uniquely suited to help other service providers because you've been where they are, right?
Absolutely. And I think too, even, a lot of times it's like, am I using my degree in social work? Like, what did I spend $80,000 on a master's degree for? But, I think totally when I think about social work, it's about problem solving. It's about looking at the bigger picture. And that's what I like to look at, the bigger picture of the business, right? Like, how are you going to be successful long-term? What factors are playing into that? What assets do you have that are going to help you with that?
Love that. Because I would imagine as a social worker, a therapist, or in those worlds, you are also kind of in many ways somewhat at the mercy of the insurance company, somewhat at the mercy of, what you have to deal with from that perspective, right? And I know that you can set your own rates anyway, right? Outside of that, but it's got to be an interesting position to be in. And I know when we first met, neither one of us had a lot of streams of income, and now, and actually we were both working full time at the time, right? Didn't we both? Well, wasn't it our first year? Working on our own was the same year.
I was basically working full time. I was working part time. I was working full time hours in different locations.
Yeah. So Nicole and I have known each other for a while, and it was scary when I left my corporate job to do this full time. And I know that you did the same thing. You left, a practice to kind of just develop a coaching business and develop a business coaching practice. So how is it different? How is that different than having like a therapy practice?
What I like about the coaching versus the therapy is I feel it's more creative. I feel like I get to create packages. I've created packages that help people solve their problems. The therapy world is and there's all these ethics involved with therapy too. So again, like there's licensing boards and ethical boards and things like that. So you do have to be careful, like with your practice in terms of one-to-one clients. And I do see therapists doing new things and packages, but it's always like a little risky as a therapist to be doing that for therapists. therapy clients, right?
Right.
And, therapists are adding in coaching now, which is nice as well. But what I love about coaching is I just feel is more creative. And first I added in more like life coaching, and then I transitioned to kind of people were curious about how I had quit my job and traveled and started a business. So that's who I was helping a lot originally. And then it slowly transitioned even to people who already had a business and were burnt out. Either they needed help kind of getting their first income stream, the one-to-one clients settled in and meet better strategies for that so they could then scale, or they already kind of were overwhelmed with one-to-one clients and then wanted to scale. But I just love the creativity in creating coaching packages. And I love that I can email clients in between sessions and that's included, and I could review their work. And I just feel like it's a different level of support that I can offer people versus just kind of coming in for their schedules appointment once per week.
Yeah, I love that because, so when you started to look at alternate streams of income, you mentioned earlier that you started with affiliate income. Why don't you first explain what that is? And then let's talk about that a little bit, because that's a pretty interesting topic that I think a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah. Well, affiliate income is basically like referral income. So it's kind of like when you go to a fancy store like Nordstrom's and you buy a pair of shoes and somebody's like helping you with the shoes, and then you have to give their name or they ring you up. And that's because they get a commission off the shoes. Like they don't work for the shoe company, but they're getting the commission off whatever pair of shoes that, you're buying from them.
Right.
And affiliate income is basically the same thing. You're basically selling to your audience someone else's product or service. You're introducing them to it and selling it to them, like recommending it to them. And you usually have like a special link that tracks that you're making that referral. And then you get a portion of the sales of the product or service. And I basically came across affiliate income actually when Karen and I, Karen actually was in B school. We met through B school, but she had been in B school a year ahead of me. And back then, B school had affiliates. Actually, you were an affiliate, Karen, but I didn't know that at the time. And you could basically purchase through an affiliate, and the affiliate had all these like extra bonuses for you. And you got access to B school, and you got all these additional bonuses through the person that you purchased through. And I purchased through someone, and I loved it because what I got access to was her programs. But what I also loved was she was more of a tech person. I didn't feel comfortable with the tech side of things, and she also had a live event in New York City, and I'm in New Jersey, right outside of New York City. And I know I could be an introvert, so I knew it would be healthy for me to push myself out of my comfort zone and like attend a live event. And she charged like $500 for the live event. So I just knew by signing up through an affiliate, I got all these extra things. And that was my first realization that then the affiliate got actually 50% of the B school fee, which was $1,000. And when I got into the special group for the affiliate person that I had bought through, I think she had like 200 to 300 people in there. And I was like, holy crap. Like
right. Because let's put it out there. B school's $2,000 and the affiliates were getting 50%. So as a B school affiliate, I got $1,000 for every, or $997 or something for everybody that bought B school through my link. So I very quickly recouped my $2,000 in B school and had a nice, sweet little revenue stream from B school affiliate income.
So this person was making.
I didn't sell 200. I didn't sell 300 of them ever, though. Just to be clear.
Yeah. So this person was making, $200,000 to $300,000 from someone else's program or service that she loved and recommended. Right. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I was just like instantly jealous. Like I was like, this is so cool, but I'm so jealous. Like I have no audience. I'm a therapist. I can't sell things to my clients. But what ended up happening was that person who I loved, and just like trusted, and she's not really in the business world anymore. She's like a whole tech company, but I loved her programs that I went through. I just loved her. And then she had an affiliate program for her program. And I was like, oh gosh, I wish, right? But I was like, I signed up for it And what was really cool was that she had a setup where if you just shared her free webinar, you had an affiliate link for the webinar, and if people signed up later. So you're just sharing free resources that you found helpful. Like, I wasn't even pushing anything. I wasn't like, sign up for her program, which, like, honestly, if you believe in that program anyways, why wouldn't you recommend it? It's just like you getting paid to recommend your favorite products and services, like influencers nowadays, you know? So I just signed up. I started sharing the link to her free webinar. And because it was for other business owners, it didn't cross over with my therapy practice. But if you're a coach, if you have a different type of business, this is perfect income stream, because you can't solve everyone's problems, right? Like, you can't solve all your ideal clients' problems. So I would like to use the example of, like, if you're a personal trainer, your clients might need nutrition help, and maybe you only work on the exercise part. So you could team up with a nutritionist. You know, if you know, like, and trust them, know that they have a great program, you can recommend it to your clients to get them trusted support in that area, and make money from also sharing it, you know, which, you know, I always say these things that I am an affiliate for, I would share anyways. You know,
right, exactly. And what's important to remember is that you shared it after you've already experienced her program. So it's not like you're just selling it, like, you know, to make nothing. Listen, it's okay to make money, right? Like, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but you're not just like picking things out of the blue that you have no experience with and telling people to buy them. You experienced it, you enjoyed it, and then you shared it, and you got value out of it, and then you shared it with your audience. Which is why I shared B School and really did well as an affiliate for a lot of years.
And I loved that I could just share free resources that she was creating. Again, I didn't even have to sell the program or
exactly. Well, then, and B School most affiliate programs are that way, that you don't have to really sell the paid things. You just offer a link to a workshop, like something free, and then there's, you know, very inexpensive, fancy tracking systems on the back end that knows that this is Nicole's link. And if somebody clicked on Nicole's link, and ultimately, I think the link usually stays active for like 6 months, maybe. Ultimately, in those 6 months, if they buy anything, it automatically, you know, calculates a commission to whoever's link they used. So you don't have to even do it yourself. Like, it's automated. Like, it's not. And I know that you talked about it being techie. It is techie, but it's not complicated, if that makes sense.
No, it's not complicated. And I mean, again, I don't like care about the back end as long as it works and you know, I can make money, or if I use it for my audience, that I can see who sold something for me and pay them as well. And I love it too, because again, not only is it this income stream that's great, that brings in you revenue, you could set up affiliate programs for your courses and programs, and more revenue that way, because you can reach new audiences that you might not reach otherwise, and have affiliates for your programs.
Absolutely. And these multiple revenue streams, especially, you know, for women that are maybe not as comfortable selling, it's really nice because you're just providing value. You know, I have my She's Linked Up Accelerator program. We have an affiliate program that we've changed a few times on it because we've changed the program so much, right? And the affiliate percentage really is dependent on, in my opinion, the amount of one-on-one time that you're giving people, right? Like, it's easier to give 50% if you're giving them a digital course, because you're not really doing anything per person, right? To do that. But, you know, I love having conversations with, like, we had a Q&A call in my program the other day, and somebody said, can I tell all my friends about this? And do you have an affiliate program? I was like, yes, you can. And yes, we do. I would love the people that are in my program now to be saying how much they love it to their friends, because that's win-win-win, right? New people are coming into the program who I can help. Hopefully they'll get the same kind of wins that she got, right? And then I love the new people coming in because it helps me fund the millions of people that are on my team that support the program now. But also, I'm giving back to the people in my program that because they shared it. So I feel like that's just an overall win, and it's building additional revenue streams for everyone, which, how cool is that?
Yeah, I think it's a great way to support other business owners by sharing stuff, you know, and getting people to them.
Yeah. And I get affiliate checks sometimes. I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I use Entreport, and I don't even know who. I guess I could look in their dashboard, but a few people must have bought my Entreport link, and I get, you know, checks every month from Entreport, a couple $100 a month. And it's not, you know, huge, but it comes in every month, right? And when you add all those things together, it's nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, you know, I love it because it's also like more of a passive income stream. Like, let's be real. you and I know that passive income, like courses, are not that passive.
Right.
There's not really a lot of passive income out there. That's true. Whereas I do feel like, yes, you do have to sell this, right? You do have to have an audience, but then you don't have to like deliver anything. Like you're not responsible for delivering.
Exactly.
A program, coaching, like obviously you could give bonuses and stuff like that. Like I've given people like one-to-one sessions if they bought through me, or a gift, or, things like that. But, you're not actually creating anything. So again, and I think too, like I work with service providers, and so many times like service providers are just such generous people who love to help their clients in every way possible. And they feel that they need to keep taking certifications and investing in learning so that they could like solve all their clients' problems. And it's stressful, and it leads to burnout, and it leads to like a lot of investments that aren't necessary. When if you can just, again, find someone who has a program, a complementary audience to you, and has a solution to the problem already, like why not share it,
And now you're staying in your wheelhouse, doing what you love to do, and not feeling like you have to go outside and do other things. And you're still be able to provide the value to the people that want the other things, but it doesn't have to be you doing it. I love that.
Yeah.
So I want to just talk a little bit, and I don't mean this. I'm trying to think how to say this without it being negative, because it's not negative, but there is a little bit of a dark side to affiliate marketing. And I can tell you that people like Marie Forleo, for example, the B School market, it's like, oh my God, it's B School affiliate time. And our inboxes are flooded with emails around that stuff because there were so many affiliates, and I did it for a while. And then I actually, it was kind of frustrating because I couldn't compete with the bigger people that had these gigantic lists that could give these huge bonuses. And then, so I kind of didn't. I just kind of stayed in my own wheelhouse, and we made some money every year. But the interesting thing is Marie's not doing it this year. She's not doing affiliates this year, which is interesting. And I think I kind of like that move on her part because I think that it's really important too, that for me, it is anyway, for me, like with my program, I love that there's people that have gone through my program, and then they're going to handpick people that they're going to bring into my program. Right. So if it gets too big, then the quality of the people or the match for the people aren't as good. And if you're getting such these huge bonuses to join the programs, do you really want my program, or do you want those bonuses? Right. So I think for a while it was getting out of hand, but I love that we're starting to see the pendulum kind of swing back to, I offer it because I've done it, and it's authentic, and I love it, and I'm happy to support you through it. I kind of wish that it was a thing that said you can't offer bonuses with affiliates because I feel like that. Yeah, I get why people do, but I don't know. I feel like it muddies the water. I just do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, like with a huge program with B School, as it grew and like members went from like 3,000 B School members, which is a huge ton. So like now it was like 26,000 B School members. I do think there may be like a tipping point where it's just like not necessary, and it's more work for the company, right? Like, because they're giving away half their profits to those people. So I think when you're earlier on in your business, if you could get some solid affiliates when you don't have a huge audience yourself, it's amazing and can really catapult your success. But I do think there's a certain point for $1 million businesses where it's just not necessary anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree that it's not necessary. I think it's always good. It might not be necessary, but I think you can do it. You can be more selective. Maybe that's what I feel like. You can be more selective.
It's good, but when you're giving away like 50% of your profits, like you could just have a smaller group of people and keep 100% and not have to manage that program.
Right. Exactly.
For a multi-million-dollar company, not for the 6-figure company or whatever, again, like, and I think it is good to have a screening forum, and a screening program, because again, like, you also don't want to waste your affiliates' time. Like if it's not a good fit for them, if they don't really have an audience, is it really necessary to have, to have them as an affiliate necessarily? And even for you, like, for you, for you guys listening, like, I think it really is important to be selective. I see people suddenly go crazy. They're like, I'm going to sign up for affiliate for every program.
Right.
And you really do have to be selective of the ones that are going to be the best fit for your audience and are,
I know.
even their schedules are going to align with your schedule,
Well, I remember years ago, we were talking about being affiliates for Amazon. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I have a ton of Twitter followers. I'm going to tweet stuff. And Amazon's going to be this great revenue stream for me. I don't think I've made $25 from Amazon in like 5 years.
I got a $10 check from them.
You did?
I did. But like, that's another thing. Like,
right.
Amazon only gives 4%, right? And like, yes, it's, if somebody clicks your link and adds it to their cart and buys within the next 24 hours, and how many times do we buy within 24 hours of like clicking on a link and finding a product? Most of the time we just add it to our cart, and then at some point we buy all the shit in our cart, like,
or some of the shit in our cart and save some for later. I think I have 100 things in my cart that are saved for later. I have
like a ton of books that I will never even read if I buy them.
But it is a revenue stream, but it's the concept that I think is important, right?
Because, right. Though, so you're not gonna, again, like if somebody spends $100, you're only gonna get $4.
Right.
So again, like unless you have a lot of traffic coming to your blog, coming to your website, like tons of traffic, like you're an SEO genius and you know how to like, write a blog directly to something on Amazon and get all the traffic towards it. Like then Amazon could be great for you. But for most of us, again, it's probably going to bring in a couple of dollars, you know what I mean? Because it's just such a low percentage. So I would rather put my energy towards something that's going to give me like $500 or $1,000.
Right. Right. Like what are some other affiliate, like not affiliate, but what are some other income streams?
Some other income streams are, books, which I think sort of also fall like in terms of more passive income that you're not delivering trading time for dollars. If books are a popular one, a lot of people want to write a book. But again, like I think that's not something that brings in a ton of money unless like, again, you're going to get some huge publishing deal or something. But, I think with a book, what happens is that you only get a few dollars per sale. Like I did the book thing. I self-published a book of journaling prompts on Amazon and I get like $1 a sale. So again, like you don't have an audience to push towards it, to traffic towards it, to sell the book to. It may not be the best use of your time, My personal favorite income stream is actually groups, which I think is so ironic because when I started out, I was like,
what do you mean groups? Tell us what that means.
Group program. So a program that has like a group of people in it at one time going through it, like a live group. So not a course where an evergreen course where people just buy it and do it on their own, but something where you're actually working with a group of people and taking them through the content, having coaching calls with them. Maybe there's no content. Maybe it's just like group coaching calls, things like that. And it's always ironic that I love that because when I first started my business, I was like not comfortable with groups at all. I was not confident in my leadership skills. Like I was like, no, I'll never sell a group. And now groups are my primary source of income. I just had a group call today for one of my groups and I was like so excited I look forward to those days like so much. To just chat with them and give them business strategy and things like that. And that was really my first profitable income stream after one-to-one clients is that I had done like a ton of market research calls. I think I'd done something like 40 something market research calls over 6 weeks. Before that, I never talked to anybody. I never did market research because I was like, again, scared to, I don't know, find out what people wanted.
Right.
Like hate my services. And what I found out people were struggling with goal setting and hitting their goals. Again, they wanted to leave their jobs to start a business. So I started a group program around that just because I saw such a need for it. Not everybody could afford, one-to-one services, things like that. So I did start that. And it was, just so much fun. And I loved it because that first one, I booked out about $10,000, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's such a big chunk of income,
Right.
steady. People are using payment plans. It's coming in every month. And then my next one, I raised the price. I designed the program differently. I made it a little longer, and I booked out $40,000. And that was such a big deal. You know what I mean? So that was 10 spots at $400 a month for 10 months. Or I don't even know. I can't even do the math, whatever it was, but it was huge because again, it was 10 spots at $4,000, but it was huge because my previous income from my part-time job, and let's be real, my first job as a social worker was less than $40,000. So I wanted one income stream to replace that, to feel secure in my ability to have income as a business.
Right.
And not every month having to be searching for one-to-one clients.
Right. Right. I love that. And here's the thing too. I think I love that because it is, but I just want to remind people of the path you took, right? You were doing one-to-one clients because there's frankly more money in one-to-one clients, right? But then it's not leverage, right? So then you may want to bring another income stream on to do that. And I honestly think that's the right order of it. A lot of people I talk to go straight for, I want a group program. And I'm like, okay, do you have an audience? Do you have, what you need? A lot of things have to happen for you to be able to fill a group program. But, once you do, I think it's a nice separate income stream, right? And you can and when you're talking to people to see if they're a fit for your good group program, chances are there may be some opportunities with those people to get some more one-on-one clients, right? So it's just a matter of continuing to talk to people so that you fill whatever really fits their need, right? And then you can be choosy about who you want.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. For sure.
So you help people with these kinds of things now in your group programs? How do they build out their separate income streams?
Yeah. How do they build out their separate income streams? And also, also sometimes getting them steadier or more booked out with one-to-one clients. Because again, I think people think they're ready for new income streams. And a lot of times they're like, oh, it'll be easier for me to sell a group program or to sell a webinar, or to sell a, workshop because it's cheaper than investing in one-to-one. But the reality is you need so many more people. I was just telling someone today, I just consult with someone, and she's just started out her business, and she, she's actually making a few $1,000s a month already, which is awesome. But she's under halfway to her income goal. And I told her, she's like, I have all these ideas for new income streams, like webinars and stuff like that. And I was like, listen, if you sell a webinar recording, you have to sell, just say your rate is $100 per session as a service provider, which is average. You would have to sell 8 webinars to get the same money as one client. And do you have that many people to sell even 8 to, just once, never mind every month or ongoing, meaning sell all these webinars when you don't have an audience yet, and you don't have referral sources or really traffic to your website or anything like that. So I think I think it's a bit of a money block in that they're nervous about one-to-one, nervous about the higher prices of one-to-one, things like that. And they start to try to go into new income streams because they feel it'll be easier because they're cheaper, lower price. Often I hate to say the word cheaper, but lower cost. Right. And you just don't have the audience. You don't even have the audience, to be quite honest. A lot of people at that point are niche down enough to have a product or program. Their programs are vague, their products are vague, so people don't even end up buying it.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I agree. And I love that. So how do people get to know more about you? How can they find out about you and the programs that you've got and what you're doing and when you're doing it?
Right. Well, first of all, if you're interested in multiple income streams, I recommend you go to NicoleLiloia.com, Nicole, LILOIA.com /MIS. And that is a guide to multiple income streams. Like there's a list of 10 or 11 income streams right there so that you could start to explore them, create a plan for them, that kind of thing. And that'll also get you on my email list so that you can stay in touch with me. And you can absolutely, email me back anytime and let me know any questions you have. If you listen to this interview and you have questions, feel free to just contact me there. Or you can send me a DM on Instagram at Nicole Liloia, and let me know you listen to this. I'd love to hear what income stream you're thinking about.
So cool. So do you have any new mastermind starting or any new group starting anytime soon?
Right now, I have an ongoing program called Bigger Business Bootcamp, which is awesome. You get lifetime access to it. We have a monthly live coaching call. You get access to my Bigger Business Bootcamp content, which is 20 mini videos to help you scale your business, make more money, work on your money mindset, learn about numbers. So anytime we do a live round of that, you get access to that, and you get access to the monthly call and a private Facebook community and all the content and things like that. So if you're interested in that, check it out at NicoleLiloia.com/BBB.
Cool. Nicole, this was fun. We haven't done this in a long time. So I'm glad that we had a chance to chat and catch up. If you want to hear the original podcast, which it's probably outdated by now, it's KarenYankovich.com/031. Check that out. And all the links to Nicole's website and everything is on that page too. So Nicole, you can also jump into the groups and drop in your links if you want, so that they can find you. Anybody watching the replay or whatever. But this was fun. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right. See you back here next week, everyone, for another show. Take care.